Hello Year 3. Today we're going to talk about your science project, and the task is going to be to design your own robot. In the task we are going to have two focuses. The main focus is about material suitability. The secondary focus is about the display poster. Your first draft is going to be due on the 21st of May for feedback, and the final poster will be due on the 4th of June. The task is to design a robot that runs on batteries, decide which materials are most suitable for 6 of the parts, write a detailed description about each part's materials and suitability, and create a display poster. The poster should include a title, an interesting and easy to read layout, your new robot design drawing, and information about the 6 parts of the robot. This information should include the part name, the material you have chosen for that part, the material properties that make it suitable for the part, and the reason for choosing that material. The reasons have to do with the suitability. To start you off with some ideas about the design of your robot, you could go and have a look at what other people have designed on Google. You could use the keywords robot design poster, and then you will see what a lot of other people have come up with. Your robot could be on wheels, it could have some legs that are moving with flexible parts. It's up to you as to what you want to design. You can use page 73 in your activity book to design the draft of your robot if you wish. You can either do it in your activity book or you can do it on a blank piece of paper, but the draft needs to be submitted for feedback before you create your final poster. Draw your robot. Then I want you to choose 6 parts that you're going to describe. You're going to write down the part's name. Which part is it? For example, my one is eyes and ears. You're going to tell me which material you choose. For example, my one says plastic. What properties that material has that make it suitable. The plastic is transparent and strong. And number 4, the reason why you chose a material or the suitable properties of that material. My reason was so that you can show a blinking light, so that's for the transparency. And also, plastic can make eyes look real and shiny as well. What I want you to do next, number 3, is email the draft to the science email address for me to do a check and give you some feedback. Number 4, when your draft has been approved, then you can create your final poster. Along with the materials that we studied, are there any new materials? Do you think there is some available that would be good to use in your robot design? Maybe there's a great new lightweight metal or a new durable plastic type that you could use for the body, or maybe there's an alternative to copper wiring that has really good electrical conductivity. You can do some research to find out if there are new materials you could use to make your parts. You always need to keep in mind what you're going to be marked on. Your project will be marked using the following checklist. Please use it while you are doing your draft, as well as while you're making a poster, to make sure you have included anything. Anything that is missing will mean your mark will go down. Here you can see I've started a final poster. The robot is in the middle, but you do not need to put it there. You can design your poster however you want. You can either do it in landscape, as I have, or in portrait, the other way around. You can also be creative with your poster as well. It's up to you. So first of all, I've included the first part as the rubber wheels. I've chosen rubber because it's strong and flexible, and my reasoning behind it is to be able to move over rough surfaces and resist wear and tear. So here, this is what I've used. I've put down the material, I've put down the part, I've put down the properties, and I've put down the reason as well. This is my example of the 6 parts that I may choose for my robot to describe. You do not need to choose the same parts. You can choose whichever parts you want to use. And then choose the material and the suitability for the parts that you choose. Check my poster against the checklist to make sure everything is perfect. For the first item, the content. Have I described 6 parts of the robot? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I have. I can do check. For the next section down in the checklist, I need to check that I've used suitable materials for each of my parts. For example, my wheels, I've said rubber wheels, and rubber, of course, is a suitable material, so check. For the third section down, material properties, you need to focus a bit more here. The evidence says Suitable material properties written for each part matches the use of part. Now, remember when we studied the materials properties and the suitability, we studied what is the most suitable property. Which one is the most suitable? For example, for a water bottle, the most suitable property is that it's water resistant. It doesn't need to be transparent and it doesn't need to be opaque. The most suitable property for the use, which means for the rubber wheels, we need to make sure the most suitable properties are for it to be strong and flexible. This is because the wheels will get used a lot and it also needs to rotate, so it needs to be flexible. So think about what is the most suitable properties. And I check through my 6 and they're done, so check. The last part of my main focus in the checklist is the reason why. I need to ensure that I've always given a reason for choosing this material. So the evidence says, suitable reasons for choosing materials written for each part. For example, for the rubber wheels, I said I chose rubber to be able to move over rough surfaces and resist wear and tear. This is why I chose a strong and flexible rubber. We go through the 6 and then of course check when you've done all 6. Next, what we need to do is move down to the secondary focus, the display poster. This is also part of your mark, so it's also something you have to focus on. The first section is the visuals. You need to make sure the poster is eye-catching and interesting to look at. I've done that by using nice strong colors that complement each other. My robot is drawn really nicely and big in the middle, and it's nicely colored. I've used a nice big title as well to catch attention, and I've made the layout look really nice as well. So we need to make sure that it catches people's eyes and makes them continue and want to read by making it interesting to look at. The next section down on the checklist is about the title. You need to make sure the title of the poster is included. I've titled this robot the Rager Robot because he looks so grumpy and he looks like he's about to go into a rage. You can choose any title for yours. You can name it anything you want. You can name it Princess Sparkles, anything at all. Just make sure that when you're including the title, it's nice and big with a nice complementary color to make it look interesting as well. The next section down is the layout. The layout means how is everything sitting on the page. For example, my one, the robot is in the middle, and I've split the title to the top and the bottom, and then I've put my text boxes on the right and the left-hand side, and then I've drawn arrows. Now, you do not need to do the layout the same as mine. You could put the robot anywhere on the page. You could put the text boxes anywhere on the page, as long as the evidence is there, the poster is well organized, and it's easy to see the information. This is what we need to do. So as you can see, my layout is nice and well organized and easy to see. The last section on the checklist is the text. The text is clear and easy to read. Now, as this is science, we do not need to do all of the text by hand. We can do it on the computer if you wish. But if you do want to use handwriting, you need to make sure your handwriting is very easy to see and it's nice and clear and it is a good size to read as well. As you can see from my rubber wheels box, what I've done is the rubber wheels has been made a little bit bold, a little bit darker, so you can see it's like a subheading of the box. And then I've typed underneath strong and flexible with a little dash, so you can see that this is a focus, and then I've put my reasoning underneath. So it's all nice and easy and clear to read. Check. So that is your science project. Thank you, Year 3. First, I want you to do a draft, either into your activity book or on a piece of paper, and then submit it to the science email. After you have got your feedback to make sure that all of your content is there, then I want you to then create your final poster and send it to the science email by June the 5th. Good luck and have fun!